the ice storm thing that, we did with a few weeks back, going through that, thinking about the number of people I know that own a business have to take a day or 2 or 3 off. And it really got me thinking, like, go to the small business place. Because your big box stores, your big chain restaurants, all this, they're going to be fine.
I don't think people understand what entrepreneurship really is. People don't understand what it's like working for yourself. And I'm not trying to take anything away from other people when I say it. I have my wife, my kids, my dog, my house, my life to worry about every single day. But I also have a team of 12 or so individuals that I have to worry about their other halves,
right?
Their mortgages,
right?
Their light bills, their safety, whether or not they're going to get to work and back. All of that as well. Small business took a huge hit. The weather impacts us greatly, but it doesn't just impact us. It impacts the people that work for us. And I am very passionate about my community. I'm very passionate about the people that work for me every single day. I love them to death. They bust their tails for me all the time. Welcome back to Single Tree Nation, guys. I'm your man, Charlie Eblin, right here with our illustrious co-host, Mr. Derry Wells.
What is up, everybody?
What is up? What is up? What is up, my friend?
It's cold.
It's a little chilly outside, but ain't no step for a stepper.
It is it is winter. I always feel like after Christmas, at least in like Middle Tennessee, after Christmas, everybody's like, well, winter's over. And all of a sudden it's supposed to be like, we're in the thick of winter. I mean, like, we truly are. Or is that is that a me thing? Or is that, I feel like everybody thinks it's supposed to start inching up. And
look, I used to love this time of year. I used to love the cold. I used to love to be out in it. The older I get, if it is not 65 and sunny, I don't really like it.
My mother's car did not leave the driveway till today. And which, I mean, fine. I'm glad that the house was warm. Everything was taken care of. But
yeah.
She's like, I got nowhere to go.
Look, it's a tough time of year. It's cold. It's dark, dreary, snowy, rainy, icy, all the things.
It is right now.
Y'all forgive me today. I'm a little bit under the weather, but I couldn't miss a day with y'all. Take a quick second and give a shout out to our primary technology sponsor, Toast, partnering with us here and at the restaurant, helping us bringing undeniable hospitality to all people we encounter every single day. We thank you very much. And look, we got a lot of cool things going on, though. We got in March, we got a crawfish boil with Minutes Wisely.
Yep.
That's going to be a lot of fun. I'm working on a Veterans Day parade for the end of the year. That's going to be a lot of fun.
When you say that, like, that doesn't even register in my mind because it's in November.
Yeah.
But these events take time. And I get that. I know that some of these events around town are just like, even just in general, the moment an event ends, people start playing the next year.
Oh, yeah.
And because it does involve so much, especially the bigger, the larger, I can't imagine what it takes to put on something like
I literally started working on it in October.
Right.
For the following year.
And I can't imagine what something like Bonnaroo does. We've got that many acts, that many stages, that many, just the coordination of it all.
Well, it's like when we were talking with Amy at 17th Street. They work on their barbecue comp all year round.
Absolutely. Yeah.
As soon as they get done with one, they start the next one.
What a wild concept.
I mean, it's crazy. But, speaking of barbecue comps, we got a barbecue comp coming up pretty soon.
About 6 weeks out, 7 weeks out, something like that.
Yeah.
So
you ready?
I'm looking forward to it. I've got it marked out on the calendar. I am. Yes, I'm ready. That's a full week for me. I'll be out of town the first part of that week. I come home for a couple of days, and then we got a little competition thing going on.
Yeah.
And I put it on the calendar, and the wife kind of looked at me, and she's like, "What is that?" And I was like, "It's a full week. That's what that is." Like,
yeah.
So I don't know if that's the outcome she thought I was going to have, but that's where I was with it. So
I'll update you a little bit. We have I have a phone call with a good friend of ours.
Okay.
Mr. Deuce Raymond.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're going to chat it up a little bit.
Love it.
Get a little advice. Thinking it might help a little bit.
I've never been in a competition. I've never even attended one.
I've been in a few.
I will say this.
Hadn't placed very well in any of them.
Everything that I read about it, everything that I look at, it almost just feels like a crapshoot, but you still prepare for the crapshoot. I don't even know if that makes sense, but like it reads awkwardly, like for me, for all the stuff that I've tried to get some info on and maybe it's just my lack of having been there, not having my feet wet, so to speak. Some
of it, I will tell you from the experience that I've had, some of it is luck.
Sure.
Because we're going to have 100+ professional teams surrounding us. Some of these people do it for a living.
Right.
They don't have restaurants.
Right.
They don't have food trucks. They cook competition barbecue all year round. That's what they do for a job.
How often are they cooking?
Every weekend.
Really?
Like, I mean, there's a season. Don't get me wrong,
you're right. But I mean, is it legitimate to say 40, 45 weeks out of the year?
Yeah. Yeah.
Golly.
Yeah, like there's guys out there that do that.
I'm impressed.
And it's nuts.
I think.
Now, I will tell you, I've had some of competitors barbecue in comps, and you take a bite of something, and it's phenomenal. Even the stuff that sucks is phenomenal. And you're going to go, how did that not do well? That was delicious.
But I mean, you've tried to explain this to me. Like there's a fine line between hey, it happens to the best of us. Don't worry. Microphone down.
I ain't had enough testosterone this week.
Man. But like you said, you're gonna have 100-something teams there.
Uh-huh.
At some point, the cutoff has to it gets literally, like you said, it gets down to luck, because there's just a matter of trying to get it just right. Because I mean, what distinguishes the top 10 or 15 teams? Like, don't they all start to taste similarly at some point?
I'll give you a rundown so you can kind of have an idea.
Yes.
So we'll get there Friday morning real early. Okay. We'll get everything set up. Once we get our meat inspected, then we can start prepping. Once you're done prepping, then you got to wait to cook. You ain't got nothing to do. So we'll start a fire. We'll tell some more stories, probably smoke a cigar, maybe drink some brown liquid. You know, who knows? Then, when it's time to cook, that's game time. Like, you got it, it's time to go. So, but what happens is everybody's got to cook their stuff. If it is not cooked, if everything you cook is not cooked to perfection, you don't have a shot.
Right.
I don't care what flavors you put on it.
Right.
You have to cook it perfectly first.
Sure.
Kind of like playing Texas Hold'em. You can't see the flop unless you put in the ante.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? You don't get cards unless you've seen the ante. So same thing with the comps. You have to cook everything perfect. That's just the ante to get into the hand.
Is there a time frame that they force you to cook in?
Oh yeah.
Like like you've got a 4-hour window or 6-hour window or whatever?
Well, from the time that you get your meat inspected,
okay,
you can start cooking whenever once you get it inspected.
Okay.
Now, there's different turn-in times. So we're going to cook brisket, we're going to cook chicken, we're going to cook pork, we're going to cook ribs. There's different turn-in times, 30 minutes apart for all four of those.
Okay.
Okay. So, let's just, and I'm trying to remember right off the top of my head, but you take and you'll go turn in the chicken first. Then you turn in the ribs. Then you turn in pork, and then you turn in brisket. I think that's the correct order. Probably not. Well, forgive my sickness is giving me cloudy brain. But you got to think, with 100 teams, how many judges you have to be able to judge that many plates of barbecue that come in.
Right.
Right. So just taking a guess, there's going to be a couple hundred judges. So
I don't know why in my mind I never considered there would be that many judges.
Yeah.
I thought it'd be like 10.
Oh,
okay. No. This makes so much more sense. See, this is the kind of stuff.
Every table will have 6
judges.
6 judges at every table.
All right.
So let's say Derry's barbecue team turns in their ribs. Trent's barbecue team turns in their ribs. Charlie's barbecue team turns in their ribs. Sarah's, little Charlie's, Mason's, Caden's, Julia's, all these teams turned in all their ribs, right? Let's say there's 10 different tables that turned in a row.
Right.
It's likely that those 10 teams that just turned in all went to different tables.
Okay.
Okay.
Right.
So your ribs come to my table with me and 5 other judges. Trent's ribs went to the table next to you. Him and 5 other judges are judging somebody else's plate, right? So now the same people aren't judging the same plate. So you got 6 people judging your food that didn't judge his food.
Right. So how do they weed folks out?
So they all went through, all of those judges went through a class. And that class taught them what to look for. Taste, texture, tenderness. And they judge you off of those.
So if a table has, let's just assume 10 turn-ins, they draw the top one, they take the top one?
You get graded.
Okay.
Okay. And it's a scale. I think it's 1 to 10, but if you get less than a 6, it's inedible.
Right. Seriously.
Seriously.
Okay.
So if you get a 6, you should not be in a competition. It's, something happened.
So assume somebody came in like 71st. Are they getting a 6?
They get a card.
Yeah.
Everybody gets their stuff. Okay. So, and you mentioned 71st.
Yeah.
All right. I've been at 77th.
Okay.
In a competition.
Yeah, it was supposed to be a jab. I couldn't remember the right number. So
and, so I just figured I'd correct you on that.
I gave you 6 spots.
I've never gotten anything less than an 8.
Okay. All right. Well.
Yeah.
I'm just going to chalk it up to that the judges, I mean, I guess, quote, they know what they're doing. And is there like do they do it in heats?
Look,
like
no matter what you say, your taste profile and my taste profile are totally different.
Absolutely. I guess what I'm getting at, let me sum it up like this. If my table has a perfect 10 and your table has a perfect 10, who's first?
It's very difficult.
Okay.
But you have everybody gets a score, and then it goes from there to there's a throwaway number.
Okay.
Right. So you take, and I can't remember all the details right now because I'm a little foggy, but you take all of that and then it goes down to the next level.
Yeah.
And then it just goes from there.
It's kind of like missing the cut in golf.
Similar.
Right.
Yeah.
But again, if you got 2 or 3 straight 10s, straight perfect scores, whatever you want to call it.
I've never seen that happen.
Probably not. But to consider a tie, though, for first or second, would they just call it a tie, or would they have a taste off? What would they?
There's how the scoring is done. You can go down. Okay, hey, you got 6 10s. You got 6 10s. This person gave you a 9.9.
Okay.
This person gave you a
9.8. Okay. Now we're getting there.
So you go down to the next level. That person's out.
I'm with. Okay. Won. So there is a cutoff, a tweaking of the sort. Yeah. So all right.
You take the top 5. The top 5 numbers is what you get is how you rank the plate. So, and I can show it all to you better than I can tell you right now.
I'm
like
going
I
to
said,
show up at this thing, and they're going to look at me like this guy is a duck out of water. He has no idea of being here.
No, you will fit right in.
Excellent.
It is, we'll plan for the weather.
Sure.
And I would bring a comfortable chair.
I might bring two.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Yep. And then, I'm thinking about, depending on what the weather is this year, I may bring a blow up mattress.
Sleep in the truck, sleep outside somewhere.
Sleep in the bed of the truck. Yeah. Last year I slept in the cab of the truck, and I woke up and I felt like my head was coming out my foot. It was.
I had a few experiences in parts of life where I've slept in cabs or trucks and whatever. And I will say I've always been able to find that one spot where it was okay.
Yeah.
But leading up to that, it is brutal.
The way I do competitions is, and most of the guys like to cook, get up early in the morning, and they cook hot and fast, and they try to get it done really quickly. And there's no rest time.
Right.
Very little. I just don't like cooking hot and fast.
Yeah. That's the point of barbecue.
Yeah. And the problem is I'm traditional. So being traditional in barbecue and being traditional in competitions is two different things.
Right.
So we'll see. More than likely, we will cook overnight. We'll go to bed 3-ish. We'll get up at 5-ish. So it's not really like you're sleeping.
Good times.
You just get a nap.
Good times.
And then I get up and go get some coffee in Waffle House and
heavy on the coffee. We were. I was watching
coffee
reruns of The Deadliest Catch. And first of all, there's a stat I want to throw out at you, at least early on. That industry, if you will, averages one death a week, at least in the early 2000s.
Wow.
And I got to thinking that's a whole lot. But then literally in the middle of these episodes, the first or second season, whatever it is, there's a whole ship that goes down. Well, that's 6 people. So when you say the average like that, like, okay, and the seasons sometimes are only 2 weeks long, depending on various factors. So you're like, well, there's 3 a week, on average. You see what I'm saying? So like it truly is quite deadly. But I want to bring up, since you brought up coffee, I consume my fair share of coffee. I love just black coffee. But this one guy was like, we're running out on the show. And this other guy turns around and is like, what do you mean we're running out? He's like, we got about 4 pots of coffee left. And the guy's doing the math, like in his head fast. And he's looking at how many crab are in the tank, how much time's left, turn in his win. He's like, we're going to have to get this done. Because like he is not going to work without coffee. And those dudes pull like 18-hour shifts sometimes. And I can't imagine trying to do that without some sort of caffeine, nicotine, something that just, drives you whatever. And he shook that can and he's like, last one. And they were literally headed back to port. It was going to be like 6 hours away. And I was like, all right, like he cutting it close. And it's a world that the large majority of us would never understand, never get into, never have, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's just a unique spot.
So I want to bring up, I got a phone call yesterday, and it's probably I don't know, 3rd, maybe 4th phone call I've gotten recently about this same topic. And I'm trying to understand. Guy called me and wants to start his own business. And my first response to him was, why? Now, that should be perplexing because I started my own business.
Right.
I know why I started it.
Right.
But like, why are you wanting? I don't understand why you want to do it. Now, here's the reason. This gentleman that I'm speaking about now, and I had another one the other day that we both know his boss, and I can understand why he wants to do it. But I don't think people understand what entrepreneurship really is. And you brought up the deadliest catch. Most of those guys own their own boats.
Right.
And what they do is incredible. Not only is it life-threatening daily, but it's brutal.
Right.
Right? So we're going to take a quick break, but when we come back, I want to talk about entrepreneurship and why people want to do what I do every day.
Sure.
Most brands want something clean, polished, quite frankly, forgettable. Dead Meat Society is for the ones that just don't quite fit the mold. For the late nights, that meaty perfection, the hunger inside. Join the society, stay soft. DeadMeatSociety.com. Go check it out. Welcome back to Single Tree Nation, guys. I'm your man, Charlie Eblin. We are discussing all things today. We've gotten some barbecue comp secrets coming up, going to Smoking on the Shores, my man, Derry. We're going to, I think we're just going to take home the grand champion this time.
Let's do it.
You know? How crazy would that be? Could you imagine?
I would. All right. So when I used to play cards in high school and college, and we do just a little bit of, poker and gambling, whatever. I was always the guy. As soon as I got up, I'd quit. I would never go back to another competition. I would say one and done. I won first place. Thank you very much. And I know that's not the nature of the competition and the community and that kind of thing. But there'd be a part of me is like, yeah, go out on top.
That'd be smart.
Nobody can take it away from me.
Smart,
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I've won 100% of the competitions I've ever been to.
Yes.
Yes. I'm also a little bit of a sore loser. There was one year I was involved in a chili cook-off. I won first place. And I was like, I had it in the bag. Like I knew, right? Next year, didn't even place. And I was a little ticked about it. And I was like, what happened? The reason I was upset that the competition was almost the exact same. Wasn't much that changed, you got
beat with a white chicken chili, didn't you?
No, I would get upset if I ever got beat by that. But that was
last chili comp.
Did you win with that, or did you lose to that?
I lost to that.
Okay, that's. But yes,
I knew it was going to happen because it was like a neighborhood competition. Like it wasn't anything crazy.
Yeah.
But like I took my restaurant chili to a neighborhood comp. Like for real, like one of my guys who wrote the recipe with me, and I can't even say with me. He wrote the recipe. I just tweaked it a little bit.
Right. That's funny.
This dude, he even said it too. He was like, "You're gonna get beat by a white chicken chili."
Oh,
and I'm like, bro, I know. Like, don't even talk to me about it. Hopefully, nobody enters one. Sure enough,
it was just. Have you ever tried white chicken chili?
Yeah.
Tried to make it?
Yeah.
I can't do it. I screw it up.
It's not chili.
No, it's not. And
it's chicken soup.
But my competition didn't change, right? And I went from first to not even placing on back-to-back years. I was like, what? And so I'm a little bit of a sore loser in those regards.
Look, man.
So that's just...
I'm going to tell you what. Somebody asked me the other day why I don't claim to have award-winning barbecue. Because I've won awards.
Right.
For my barbecue.
Right.
Stay. For those of you who can't see that, my microphone keeps falling down. Sometimes you got to talk to it the right way. But why?
Yeah, what's the take on that? I mean,
look, I didn't get into cooking barbecue to win awards.
Sure.
And that's why, honestly, I really haven't done a lot of barbecue comps. Now that I've gotten into the competition world, for me, it's not even, it's more the camaraderie.
Yeah.
It's more the fellowship.
Right.
It's more the community. It's more like meeting all these new people and the networking than it ever will be about
absolutely
winning. Now, don't get me wrong. Whenever all the turn-ins are done and we've just spent 30 some odd hours staying up and cooking and setting up and tearing down and cleaning up, and you're standing underneath the awning and you're waiting on all the calls to come through, and they don't call your name.
But at the same time, when they do call that somebody's name of a buddy or somebody you know,
it's really cool.
And like, that's cool. As it,
Yeah.
like, and it's just like being able to cheer on. Like, you don't have to put me down for you to be better.
Yeah.
Like, we're all out here trying to do the same thing, having a blast.
Yeah.
So,
I've learned a lot about barbecue just going to those competitions.
absolutely.
And none of it had to do with cooking.
Right. Right.
You know what I mean? And that's what, and we talked about it a couple of weeks ago on air as well. You know, the community that the barbecue world in is crazy. You know, it goes back to the guy that called me yesterday and the one that called me, you know, not too long ago. And they, getting into this business is hard. It is not for the faint of heart.
Right.
Starting your own thing is not for the faint of heart. I had a conversation with a gentleman today, and I had the same conversation with my father as well. People don't understand what it's like working for yourself. You just don't get it. And I'm not trying to take anything away from other people when I say it, but I have my wife, my kids, my dog, my house, my life to worry about every single day.
Right.
So do most men in this world. But I also have a team of 12 or so individuals that I have to worry about their other halves.
Right.
Their mortgages.
Right.
Their light bills. Their safety. Whether or not they're going to get to work and back. All of that as well. And then when money gets tight, because in any business, there's always a time that money's going to get tight. Now you're having to worry not only about your stuff, but you're worried about their stuff too.
Right.
Because if you can't pay them, then they can't pay their bills. That's a whole new world of stress. People don't understand that.
I don't think I don't want to say true entrepreneur, like there's people that haven't done what they want to do, but entrepreneurs who go out and be successful and make it typically have a sense of the work that will be involved. I think people who look at entrepreneurship as something to be attained, or that's the cush part of, well, once you've made it, you become an entrepreneur. Because they literally see, well, hey, look, he takes 3 days off a week and goes golfing, you know, and well, he sleeps in because he gets to take the kids to school, and he does all the extra time for the fun stuff because he's an entrepreneur, and, you know, he owns his own business. That's what they do. Even for various businesses, and I'm going to pick on real estate here a little bit because their schedules can be so flexible and so whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Those people are still busting tail trying to get certain dots to connect, paperwork, deadlines, contracts extended or closed or whatever. And so there's a whole lot of that goes into it but if you take a step back, so-and-so sponsored by XYZ Real Estate, and they're at a golf tournament. Who happens to be playing? I want to be a business owner one day.
Yeah.
You know, and so there's this
People see the glitz and the glam. They don't see the work.
absolutely, but they don't see the guy who was up at 3 a.m. prepping to head out so that he could go back home to get the kids to take them to school to go back to work.
Or the guy that woke up at 1:30 in the morning because he couldn't figure out how to fall back asleep.
Right. You know, and then, I mean, those are things that people, and that's not to say there aren't stresses in people's lives, but they think, oh, look, he gets to drop his kids off every day because he owns a business. Well, that's your 4-hour break, you know, of, well, I've been going since 4.
Yeah.
I better do something at 8 o'clock. I'll take the kids to school. And then I'm right back to it. You know, like it's
funny. Like I typically will go to my restaurant sometime in the morning.
Yeah.
But I start working well before then. And I was talking to one of my guys the other day, and I was telling him that I do a lot of my media stuff first thing in the morning when I first get out of bed, and I'm, just trying to figure out life, because it's not mentally taxing. It's just what's visual.
Right.
So I can play around on my phone and make those videos. And he was like, "Man, you do that every day?" Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely.
If I don't, then we don't have any content for the restaurant. And now here's what's crazy is I don't do enough. I need to do more.
Right.
And I started thinking about it the other day, like I used to go live all the time, and I don't go live hardly at all anymore. And I'm playing around with going live every day for 3 to 5 minutes every day on my personal page, whatever the thought of the day is.
Right.
Sit by the fire and, have a fireside chat with Chuck.
Well, at least you've got a name.
Yeah. I don't know if that's going to be it or not, but we'll figure it out. But
I see nothing wrong with it. You got it? Like, that's good, right, Trent? I like it. That's all right.
I don't know. I've been thinking a lot. I've had multiple calls about people wanting to start their own businesses recently.
Yeah.
And I think I just have I want to throw some caution to the wind a little bit because of, look, I got lucky. I mean, I was in the right place at the right time. I met the right people, shook the right hands, worked way too hard.
Yeah.
Sat in a Kroger parking lot in the middle of February in an ice storm trying to sell barbecue because I needed to pay the mortgage that month.
Right.
Didn't know if it was going to work. Still to this day, don't know if it's going to work. We're working every day trying to figure it out. Right. We started a media company to do the same thing. Right. So, I mean, it's every day it's something, and we're trying to figure it out, and it's difficult. And I would tell anybody that wants to start their own business, call me. Let's talk about it. I don't have all the answers. I'm not the smartest guy in the room, but what I can tell you is because I'm not the smartest guy in the room, I ran into a few walls. And running into those walls, I can help you miss running into those walls. I can help you find the door versus just running face first into something you don't need to.
Years ago, I had a buddy of mine who was trying to start a business, and he was going to numerous business guys that we all knew at the time. Successful businessmen. Like, they had 3 or 4 businesses. They knew how the flow of everything worked, whatever. And XYZ question. And a lot of it was just, how do I operate my business? What do I do? These things. And they're like, you just go do it. And I think 20, 25 years ago, there wasn't the ability to put it out there the way there is now. And because of that, you have entrepreneurs like you who are like, call me. I can't tell you every single step to take, but I can tell you which ones to avoid.
Yeah.
There's at least that aspect. And
but there's still a segment of running a business that is literally just go do it.
Yeah. And that you can't know until you do.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's such a weird aspect because my buddy who I'm thinking about specifically, he didn't find out till like 2 years into the whole process that he wasn't carrying one of his insurances correctly.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it cost him money or anything like that, but it's just like one of those things to where finally he fumbled through it, right? Thing. And then all of a sudden the agent or whoever is like, hey, just a FYI, y'all may want to tweak that. And so
we did the same thing.
And you don't know until, like I said, you
don't know until you know.
That's right. Yeah. And so I think it's unique when business guys say that, but I also see a very different world where a lot of business people now, I can't tell you what steps to take, but I can tell you what the ones to avoid.
Well, look, this is going to shock a lot of people. May not shock some. And my wife would probably disagree with all of what I'm about to say. When I turn my phone around and start recording, I feel awkward as AF. Like I feel goofy sitting here staring at this camera right now. I feel goofy.
Right.
Like I don't feel like I look natural or anything like that. I still stutter on my words. I still say and way too much. You have to start somewhere.
You do.
And 5 years ago, I had a TikTok account. I had an Instagram account. I had a Facebook. I had a Twitter. I think, if I remember correctly, there was 27 followers on TikTok.
Double digits, baby.
My Instagram account, Singletree didn't have an Instagram account to start with.
Right.
I had to start that one. But now we got 12,000 and some odd people that follow us on Instagram, almost 5,000 that follow us on Facebook, a couple more thousand on TikTok. And that's all from just doing it.
Right.
I tell you that because I didn't know what I was doing. I just did it.
Right.
Trent and I had a conversation sitting outside one day about just starting a podcast. I didn't know what I was doing. I'll never forget coming in here, sitting in the corner with my laptop on the first episode, talking to Trent, not having an idea of what I was doing.
I think even if you go back, there's two aspects to that. First, you can't learn some things from a book. You're just going to have to figure it out on the fly. Mm-hmm. Secondly, I do think you have to have some sort of way to have a measurable growth. And the one thing I love about media is it allows for that.
Oh, yeah.
And you can go look at our episodes where, the very first one where I was a guest versus going back to some of those very first ones. Mm-hmm. We got all the white walls, like it's just, you're in the hospital, the operating room. So
you go back to the very first episodes before you were on the show.
Right.
And I was sitting at the table with my laptop. One of my favorites was when we had Peter Demas on.
Okay.
And I watched some of that episode the other day, and just watching how awkwardly I sat there,
right,
and asked some of these questions, and I'm reading off my paper, and it was awful.
I won't share with you the details of why I was super nervous on air. You and I I've shared with you why I was super nervous today, and then you calmed me down, and all that related back to my only episode that I've done by myself. And that's where it stemmed from. Yeah. And then I was talking with Julia, and she was like, hey, but listen, think about the context and how that one came about and who it was with, and just kind of all the little, and I was like, wait a minute, like I should have, I can do that now. I can, like, and what I fast forward to mentally is walking through New Heights Brewery, and we do a live show with a bunch of Billy Strings fans,
yeah,
right? Or we go to Savannah Bananas, and we're in the Titan Stadium interviewing kids and talking and having a big time, and all the way back from sitting in the corner at that table and like, I don't know what question to ask.
Yeah.
And so there is a measurable growth there, and I think that's part of going to that entrepreneur part is being able to look back and say, yeah, year one, I missed this. I skipped that. Didn't even know this existed. By year 3, I haven't missed a payroll yet. All my taxes are caught up, and nobody's come to try to shut me down yet. Fast forward to year 10. I've only been sued once. My doors are open. You know what I'm saying? Like there's some sort of measurable fact in that, because let's be honest, all these things come about in life. I had a buddy of mine it's been about 6 or 8 months ago now. He literally is like, yeah, going through my 3rd lawsuit. And I was like, 3rd? And he's like, yeah, you get used to him after a while. And I was like, this guy would never get used to. And he was like, no, you do. He said, because you get named on something or and it was insurance related, and they picked up the XYZ factor or something. Yeah. And I was like, and he text later on, I was like, hey, FYI, it all got washed out in court. There's no suit. And I was like, man, what? And for him, it was water off a duck's back. He's like, it's my 3rd one. What do you do? So there's just aspects of business And I think the other thing that when it comes to entrepreneur is everybody wants to have a set of standard or criteria. The other problem with that is that criteria doesn't remain the same business to business.
No.
Not even within the same scope of, if you say restaurant to restaurants can be different. You know, and I can't sit here and tell you that it's going to be this or that, but I can sit here and tell you, like, make sure you got your, you know, liquor license, you know, something like that. You don't mess that part up. Make sure you're good with your drink dispenser, you know, make sure you got your backflow ready to go. Like, there's going to be inspections, but I can't tell you what the cost of your food supply is going to do, because you may get some global pandemic that's going to make a case of chicken triple, and you weren't prepared for that.
Nobody was prepared for that.
No. But you know who didn't worry about that? Your Italian restaurant guy. You see what I'm saying? Like, so even restaurant to restaurant, you can't just say, well, I own a restaurant, so it's the same. And it's just not.
No, they're different. But I mean, overall, they're pretty close. You know, I mean, the margins are very similar. You know,
some razor thin?
Some are better than others.
I know restaurants in town that serve lunch and they don't make any money on it.
Yeah,
just to get people come in the door.
Yeah.
Like it, it is wild.
I know a guy too.
I did.
Yeah. Guy's crazy.
Oh, man.
You know,
it's a good time.
And then, you know, you can get a better value going to most local businesses, better quality going
Heavy
to most
on
local
that.
business.
Yes.
Better hospitality, because we actually give a turd.
Darn.
Whatever.
Not to mention the fact you start knowing people.
Oh, yeah.
You go back to what you said earlier.
I love walking through my restaurant. I was like, my wife and I were working together today, and I love walking through my restaurant, and it's just the two of us.
Yeah.
Like, my wife is incredible when it comes to.
It's like your fourth kid, isn't it?
Man, she is I'm like her fourth child.
No, the restaurant is like y'all's together fourth child. Like that's like
Yeah. I'm her fourth child. No, it's yes it is. It's our baby for sure. Yeah. But I was walking through the restaurant today, and I'm just looking around. Place is full. Just the vibe you get. You know, people are smiling, they're eating the food. How everything. Oh man, it's delicious. One guy comes in. He works for the city. But he would always get my chicken wing lunch special, and I took it off because wings got too expensive.
Yeah.
And it was literally costing me money. I was paying people to eat my chicken wings. Like, this is crazy.
You need to have some. You can get the chicken lunch special, but you must order an additional side. I got to break even.
Oh, it was bad. So I had to take it off the menu.
Sure.
But long story short, now he comes in, he gets the chicken tenders.
Yeah.
And I think today was the first day that he got the tenders on the lunch special. He's been getting the dinner.
Right.
And he saw that they were on lunch special. He's like, ooh, let me get those. And he was like, oh my goodness, that's a lot of food. I'm like, yeah, man, I'm here for you.
Last week I told you that.
Yeah.
I mean, like, it just, you come in, like, it's a value, first of all. Mm-hmm. It's homegrown. And I don't know what it is. This whole the ice storm thing that, you know, we did with a few weeks back, going through that, thinking about the number of people I know that own a business who come in, have to take a day or two or three off, that impacts a lot more than just those 2 or 3 weeks, right? Or 2 or 3 days, rather.
Yeah.
And it really got me thinking, like, go to the small business place. Because your big box stores, your big chain restaurants, all this, they're going to be fine.
You got to think, I took 2 days off.
Right.
So we were off Sunday and we were off Monday.
Right.
Technically, you could go ahead and call it Saturday too. Because I was only open until 4 o'clock on Saturday.
Right.
And obviously we didn't do the sales that we would normally do on a Saturday with the snowstorm coming.
Everybody's trying to find a gallon of milk.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. They need to have their milk sandwiches, man. You know, no bread, no milk. You good. There wasn't no ramen. You couldn't even get the shrimp ramen, and that's the nastiest one there is. Walmart was sold out of the shrimp.
The part that got me was the frozen pizza aisle, and here's why it hit me so hard. If the power goes out, how you gonna cook that frozen pizza? Like, there's some of us that got backups, right? I got a little propane stove that I use when I go camping. I've got a smoker. Like, I'm going to not miss a meal. May not be the meal I wanted, but I'm not going to miss a meal. Everybody's going to be fine. How you going to cook frozen pizzas if the power's out? And there's people that just don't. It really dawned on me. There are people in this world that outside of their little box have no idea how this place functions. And it's amazing to me. And so I think that goes back. I'm going to tie that into the entrepreneur side of there's people that have no idea when they walk into a local spot versus the fifth chain that moved into town. They don't realize that stark difference of what that really serves. And that's just impressive to me because, and maybe it's just being aware. What's the ignorance is bliss. If I'm just not aware, I don't have to think about it. So
I'll tell you one thing, man. Everybody says that they eat all the milk and the bread. But I want to know what butthole bought all the grapes.
The fruit section at my Kroger was wiped out.
Gone. You couldn't get an apple, an orange.
Again, unless you're putting that fruit away.
Some SOB left like one little vine of grapes that had like 4 grapes on it.
They're shriveled.
Yeah.
Genuinely, if you don't eat that much in a week, typically, why are you buying it all now? Because you're probably not, I mean, I'm judging here. You're probably not the kind to take the time to put it away, to freeze it, to prep it, to whatever.
No, it was because all them weather people who I'm friends with, and I love you.
I was like, you better be careful here.
I'm not going to throw your names out there.
You know a couple personally. So.
Start with an S and an M and another M and a this and a that and a J. I'm not at H's. I'm not going to throw you out there under the bus. But they went crazy, and they told people that the apocalypse was coming.
Well, according to the initial models, it was. But here's the thing. You have to be able to insert some logic and reason because they would always follow up.
We're talking about the general public.
But that. But we sat here, and they would follow it up. Hey, these models aren't coming together. We're just telling you what's being told to us. We're relaying information. And then Friday night, they're like, hey, we're going to get like an inch or two at best. Heavy on the ice, and they were right on the ice. Nashville looks like an apocalyptic town right now.
Boy.
And like there are certain parts of Nashville that like are just insane. But aside from that, the weatherman can only do what the computer tells him, and I give him a little grace there because they always get it right the day of. After everybody bought all the milk. So I tell you, buying a gallon of milk.
That logic is flawed.
It's awful flawed. You're supposed to hear that. It's terribly flawed.
That's like saying, I'm going to bet $1 million on the Super Bowl on February 10th.
Well, do it. You got.
Do you think I still win the same amount of money?
No.
I'm
just
I
saying.
wouldn't win nothing.
No.
The game was over 2 days ago.
You said February 10th. That's right. I wasn't even hearing that. Yeah. I give grace to weatherman. We critique the heck out of those people.
Look, they are some of the smartest people. They go through tons of schooling.
They are.
The science and the knowledge they have is incredible.
And then, depending on which conspiracy theory, they don't even know which part they have to believe. Is it nature? Is it made?
But I want to go to the classes they do that the professors teach on how to become that good of a liar.
You just present what's right in front of you. That's all you can do. And that model
how did they not get fired? Because I've been doing that my whole life, and nobody's liked it.
The model said that they are just relayers of information.
Yeah.
But I need a weather person to back me up strong here because like I'm pulling for you, but it's because most professions, if you were that wrong,
look,
we show you the door. So
You go work for somebody for 365 days and you get it right 52 times. You're fired.
I was trying.
You ever seen The Apprentice?
Yeah.
You're fired.
Yeah. Absolutely.
That quick. Boom. Done. Finished. Finito. Lover without the L.
Me.
It's over.
Lover without the L.
Yeah.
I had to reiterate that. I didn't know if everybody else called it the way I did. I just wanted to throw it out there.
Oh, man. Oh, man.
Lover without the L.
Full circle moment there.
It sure was.
Yeah. All right. I don't even know where to go from there. Just stop me in my tracks. Point being this. Small business took a huge hit. The weather impacts us greatly. But it doesn't just impact us. It impacts the people that work for us. And I am very passionate about my community. I'm very passionate about the people that work for me every single day. I love them to death. They bust their tails for me all the time. I can't make sure that they are taken care of unless you come and support Singletree. So take a minute, come get a sandwich. It's $7, Monday through Friday from 11 to 2. And it comes with some fries. Pulled pork, hamburger, bologna, hot dog.
The coleslaw dog is
slaw dog.
Right where it's at.
I mean,
that's currently on your lunch menu. That's currently my favorite. Like it just.
I want a place at the new Titan Stadium.
You probably have to get in line. Did you see where they're ahead of schedule though?
Yeah.
They're wildly ahead of schedule. Have you seen the overhead view of that place yet?
Yes.
It's going to be gorgeous.
Oh, it's going
if
to be
they
phenomenal.
don't get a Super Bowl year one after that, like it'll. I mean, it's almost.
It'll come in
I don't
the
wanna
first
say,
5 years.
Yeah, first 5 years. We'll say that's a better window. But my word, that place is going to be fantastic.
And if we had Mike Vrabel, we would be great.
Look, you got to let the past go. I'm going to sit here and say this. I do think that they've done well with this new coaching staff. And I hope with the cap space that they have, they go out and give Cam Moore some weapons.
Who did they get as an OC?
They got Dable, is that how you say his name, from the Giants?
Okay.
And so, like, I think, like, you've got a stud young rookie quarterback. You've got a ton of cap. I think they've got like 110 million or so of cap space. Go out and get him some weapons. Get him some protection and get him some weapons. And like, I think as much, and I
as athletic as Cam Ward is,
oh man,
get that dude 4 seconds.
Yeah.
5 seconds.
Absolutely.
Just give him a minute.
It does,
to
though,
be able to let a play develop.
If you take a step back and in the last 4 years, look at what the Titans had between Vrabel and AJ Brown and Derrick Henry, and like all that, like they had a core nucleus, and you kind of whittled all that away. I will say, took a long time, but I think
AJ
this year,
Brown, incredible. Incredible running back. You can't, at the same time, the amount of dollars that they cost
correct,
ate up a lot of that cap space.
I'm just saying they were in the building.
Agreed.
And so there was,
Agreed.
you know, you look at the talent and where it got drifted off to, but I think now coming back to 2026, they've got a chance to really build.
I think that OC needs to go get Scatterbo. Bring him on.
Did you see where he said his first big injury, he had planned on retiring? And then it happened season 1. He's like, yeah, wait a minute. He's like, I see a different viewpoint now. I was like, yeah, I bet you did. But like, golly. So,
can you imagine? Like, that dude is just, I don't say this about many people.
He's all adrenaline.
He's just built different.
Yeah, he is. Absolutely.
Like, he is just a machine.
Yes.
He reminds me of Ray Lewis.
Yeah, oh yeah. On the offensive side of the ball.
On the offensive side of the ball. Like,
wild.
Like when you look in the whites of that dude's eyes, it's scary.
Do you remember the fullback from the Buccaneers?
And he ain't that big.
No, Mike Allstott.
Yeah.
Remember how he's kind of a headhunter right through the middle?
Yeah.
That's what I feel like Cam Scatterbo is. Like, he just, you put the ball in his
with the
hand.
ability to go, whoop.
Yeah, right.
Sorry.
Like, he's got a move or two, right?
He's that dude.
All stop was all downhill. But that's going to be a collision every single time.
Look, I'm going to tell you right now. I don't want Scotty to hit me.
No, absolutely not.
In my prime, I don't want him to hit me.
I know we're getting short on time. I want to ask you this. We were watching a football game this weekend, and somebody made the comment of, could you go do that? When you look at the full scope of the athlete on the field, whether you're talking about offensive lineman, running back, quarterback, take the skill set out. We're not saying, could you throw, could you run? Could you fully participate well in 5 NFL plays? Not just be on the field.
Today?
Right now, today, as the person you are,
As a 46-year-old white man.
Let's run it back to in your prime. You're 32. All right.
32.
Yeah, that's where we're going. What's the average age of an NFL player? 28.
I was going to say 25.
Okay. Nah, surely not. I mean,
Average
Rodgers is
age?
42. That's what brought it up.
That
We were
dude
talking
should
about
have
that.
retired 10 years
May
ago.
have been, but the point is, I don't think people understand.
5 plays?
I'm not
wouldn't
saying
make it
just-
past the first one.
Right, exactly. And that's the point I wanted to make. People don't understand how athletic
I could do 5
literally
kicks.
I don't think you could.
I could do 5 kicks.
No, you could not.
As long as they didn't hit me.
No, that's not part of the thing, because you're going to be such a slow kicker. They're going to obliterate you, because the rule is it's before you make contact with the ball, and they will get to you before you make contact with the ball.
No, they won't. I'll be on the ground, dude. What you talking about?
I'm just saying that
I'm not even going to touch the ball. They're going to go, I'm going to go like this and nod for the ball to get hiked. And as soon as I see that motion, I'm hitting the ground.
But you get my point.
Yeah.
That is
That dude's going to be like, what happened?
That is 22 men who are, athletic. And I'm not saying I could do well like in basketball. I could go run up and down for 5 minutes an NBA court. I'd be slow, I'd be behind, but I could catch a pass and make a pass and contribute to the game. I don't think on an NFL field I could do anything at all. I will also say, from a baseball standpoint, I don't think I could actually contribute to the game. Those are just different sorts of athletes, and it's amazing to see how they all play together.
As a 46-year-old man, well, I'm not even 46 yet. I'm only 45.
Well, I am 46, so
You old SO some biscuit. There's no way.
no, there's not.
Look, could I be on the field? Sure. Put some pads on.
But I'm
Let's
talking
go.
about actually be able to somewhat contribute.
But
Could you block a defensive lineman? That's what I'm saying. Right.
No.
No, you couldn't. And as a defensive
I
lineman,
couldn't block Trent.
you and if you were on the defensive line,
And that's not a shot at Trent.
you couldn't get past an offensive lineman. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you just couldn't.
My
These guys-
14-year-old son is about 5'5", might be 5'6", maybe. More like 5'5". He's probably 170 pounds. I have to hip toss him to get him to shut up. Okay? And that's all I want.
Right. I'm speaking to the athleticism of the sport.
It's
Top
crazy.
to bottom. There are 22 people in that
It's insane.
field that are just, and what got this conversation started, me and my son were noticing some of the offensive linemen from the Seattle game the other night, and how just agile they are. And
insane.
it's just insane. And those are big fellas. They are big men.
Now, this is going to air after the Super Bowl.
Absolutely.
But since we're recording prior to the Super Bowl, name that tune. Winner of this year's Super Bowl is, drum roll please,
I'm really torn. I haven't made up my mind.
the New England Patriots will win it this year, and the Titans will eat crow.
I think there's a good case for that. I don't want my Titans blue to bleed through and sway my decision, because I kind of want to. Seattle looks good, man. Seattle looks real good.
They do.
And
They do.
when they start flying around and having fun,
My man's going to do it.
it would be phenomenal to see Vrabel.
I told my son that if the Patriots win a Super Bowl, then the University of Tennessee, UT, Knoxville, will then have 2 Super Bowl champion quarterbacks.
Oh, yeah, because Josh Dobbs is on there, right?
Josh Dobbs
yeah,
is on there,
that's
baby.
it. I saw
I
that
need
the
you
other
to
day.
get 1 snap, Dobbs. 1 snap.
That would be phenomenal. I'm more impressed with the part where Vrabel will be the first guy ever to coach and play for the same team win a Super Bowl. That's impressive. There have been several that have gone to be players and coaches, but never for the same team. And that'd be cool. So
Yeah, I forgot he played for New England.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, look, man, that was a pretty good show. What you got a good Friday feel good for us, or you want me to throw something out there?
No, I got one. I absolutely have one. Try to come well prepared. Just didn't have it pulled up yet. Look, in a fast-paced life, make sure that you're making decisions that can benefit you. And sometimes it's to slow down, but oftentimes, it's to be intentional. Choose the slow dopamine. Read a book, cook a meal from scratch, call a friend, take a walk, build things with your hands, learn a new skill, play a board game, and lift heavy weights or watch a sunset. Those things will feed your mind and your body more than you ever give them credit for. Y'all know what to do. Find somebody you know. Tell them you love them.
I love it. Thank you, Derry. Enjoyed it. You guys know what to do. If you want to get involved with the show, please feel free to reach out to me at charlie@singletreebbq.com. You can call me at 615-307-0120. Make sure that you like, share, and subscribe to the channel. If you need to give me a call about toast, call me about toast. I can help you with all those things as well. And until next time, guys, make sure you tune in every Saturday and Sunday on ESPN 94.9 The Fan from 8 until 9, and we'll see you then.
Y'all be good.